Good afternoon, colleagues. Welcome to the sixth day of English Coaching Week 2017. Yes, 6 days we're meeting with each other and exploring interesting topics. Today we're going to discuss and talk about target audience and our focus groups in coaching, maybe not only in coaching. And it's my pleasure to introduce my colleagues, two wonderful speakers. So as you can see on the screen, we have two speakers today. So Natalie Salasova and Alexandra Arkhangelskaya. So colleagues, I think it would be better if you introduce yourself shortly, and the floor is yours. So you have this wonderful time to share your experience with us. So you're welcome.
Dmitry, thank you very much. We want to thank everyone for being here with us. And Dmitry, especially grand thanks to you for actually inviting us and for giving us this opportunity to share with everyone a very exciting and interesting theme that we're going to touch upon today. It's exciting approaches to choose your focus groups, knowledge versus illusions. And I just want to say that magical numbers of today's date provide us with a wonderful opportunity to make it fun and to make it interesting for everyone. Today is the 11th of 2017. So welcome everyone. I hope you will enjoy it and you will take home with you a toolbox. New tools for choosing your focus group or partners. And let me introduce my partner for life and business today. It's Natalie Salasova, an expert in business processes in the spheres of investment banking, private banking, and wealth management, an international certified coach, a trustee in changes. And I just want to say that our expertise and experience in investment banking, government relations, private banking, wealth management, human resources, and public relations, and our background that we take the best from the best in the world. That is why we actually got the classical education in several and mutually enriching spheres such as economics, linguistics, international politics, finance, international law, as well as classical coaching, which is no exception. International University of Global Coaching and Ericsson Coaching University provide us with the opportunity to share with you our knowledge and some illusions that we actually interacted throughout our careers to make more input and to share with you the exciting path towards your work. And I would like to give a word to my partner, Natalia.
Hello, dear friends. I'm also really glad to be today with you. And let me first settle, I have, like at an international stock exchange, I see a lot of windows. So let me settle the thing because I'm also operating with presentation slides. So the first thing I would like to do is also to shortly introduce my life, career and business partner, as we used to have fun, of Alexandra Arkhangelskaya. She is a famous scientist worldwide in the field of African studies, PhD. She's an expert in international communication, a specialist in various as you can see on the slide. By the way, who can help me saying that everything is okay and you see our slides?
Yeah, Natalia, everything is fine, but so maybe you can go to slide number 2. So I can see your photos, but now we see slide number 1. So the title of our meeting today, yeah?
Okay, because it seems
I think you have to go into the full show mode.
Yes, I think it will be better. Yeah.
Yeah, because now we can actually see your working thing. Okay, let me do it.
Okay, so I proceed. Alexandra, an expert in international communications. For years, she has been working for the top 10 international communication agencies in the world. and a specialist in various R, as she calls herself, government relationships, international relations, human relations, also a certified coach. So give us a second, if Alexandra helps me.
Can you see it now?
Alexander, no, you should. Okay, who is showing this presentation? Alexander, you or Natalia?
I think
we
both.
suppose Natalia should do that, but
Okay, yes. So if from Natalia's computer, yes, you can see at the top воспроизведение. Just click on this button. So Natalia, on the right top, воспроизведение. Yeah. So and then right top, not here, Natalia.
Yeah.
the other right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all women, the other right.
Let us have some fun, like
Okay.
we are communicating. What do you see now?
So it's not full mode. So if you click воспроизведение, I think it will be full mode.
Okay.
Okay.
How is it
Yeah. Now we can see a slide about your colleagues. Yeah.
Okay. Alexander, if you help me with operating it, I would be thankful.
So Natalia, it's
Can you open
again.
it?
So you stopped here. So yeah.
Yeah, now it works.
In our work, and maybe Alexander, you can take a look at our chat, because for Natalia, I know. So Natalia can see only big screen with presentation. So, and Alexander, maybe you can take a look at our chat box, maybe
All right.
questions from our speakers. Yeah.
Okay, now we have settled everything out. And Natalia, can you give us just a short introduction to what we're going to say and speak today?
So we are, do you see the slide with our agenda?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk about the agenda just a few seconds after your introduction.
Okay, so as Alexander said, let us have fun, and let us have the red line of our today meeting, practice really makes perfect. And we're going to share with you some knowledge which also crushed in a positive way our own illusions about our different ways to approach the best life partners, the best career and the best business partners. In general, our focus group we would like to cooperate with. And as you can see on the slide, our time for the open format is 1.5 hours, a little bit less now. So we will discuss the life roles which may help you to look first at yourself and then to the partners you would like to cooperate with. Then the life scenarios, also influencing choosing the focus groups. Then we'll have a very short
and then
ticklish
we'll
part.
have a little and fun ticklish part. We're going to speak about some ticklish things that actually touch upon everyone's nerves. We're going to speak very seriously actually about how much does your coaching practice weight in money value. And we actually ask you to be very sincere to yourselves, because that's the aim of our ticklish part, that you ask questions to yourself and be sincere, that you actually take the value with you home today. Then we're going to switch to the interactive part, and we're actually here to practice English and to practice a bit of coaching. So we're going to pose 4 or 5 questions about the money you actually are ready for. And that is very closely linked to the choice of your partners and your focus groups and actually your life. And then we're going to round up, and we hope that you are staying open. And if you have any questions, please just keep them on, write them down in the chat. We're going to answer them at the end of the roundup session, because we actually 1.5 hours is very strict time frame for us, and we are willing to pay attention to your questions, but please keep them to the roundup part. Thank you. And I give a word to my partner, Natalia.
So colleagues, let me know, because I don't see the chat box, if you see the slide with the live roles.
Yes, Natalia, everything is fine. We see all presentation right here. Now live roles, yeah. Don't skip воспроизведение, just to stay in this mode, yeah, all the time.
I already love it. Don't skip воспроизведение.
Yeah, so because you can see on your screen, so yeah, lunch. Yeah.
But do you see it even in a small size
Yes.
version?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. It's not. It's just.
So, and one more thing. So, Alexandra, and you, can you see the presentation?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Oh, your presentation. You can see it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and chat box. You can open chat box, and maybe our colleagues will have some questions to you or comments. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Friends, just be open. Ask whatever you like, whatever you are interested in. So let's get down to the knowledge. You know, when we consider any partnership in life, in career and business, we should first determine what is unique in ourselves. And then our niche, if we speak about business, and marketing is a science which serves us, which serves humans. And now in a VUCA world, when volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, I think most of us have heard this name, the trend worldwide, and we studied with Alexandra in America, in Latin America, and here are I would like, to the common things we have brought from over there. The trend is that humanity is back, and of course there has been a lot recently said that to reach your focus group, you should look at life with his eyes, and you should study his likes and dislikes, the way he or she makes choices, and what he Googles, what irritates him, what pleases him. But without knowing your own passion to deal exactly with this person or with these types of person, without conscious understanding true message of yours and mission you would like to transfer to him, it makes it one trip, and you can hardly meet. That's why we start shortly with a funny approach, which brings huge results on the American market, which is the hugest consumer market in the world. And the first life role is called one role persons. So my message is, or my notice to you is, please pay attention that you can first identify yourselves in one of several life roles and life scenarios we are going to discuss today. So one role persons, these are people whose income range is from $200 till $800. These are the people who plan things for their planning horizon is 1-2 weeks max, and they can be professional in a very certain precise job. For example, basic grade IT men or drivers. Then you can recognize yourself. You can recognize the potential people you are considering as your focus group. It's not bad, it's not true, but life is life. The second role is called responsible persons. Their income range is from $1,000 till $2,000, and this is the most vulnerable category. Also take it in account while choosing your niche. They are most vulnerable during the crisis. The planning horizon for them is 1 month. So they are ready to take responsibility. They are not ready to take responsibility for all the risks. They have a sort of a frame. I take care of a very certain area, and don't bother me with anything else. They are mostly system players. 6 p.m. and goodbye. Examples here are the heads of units, the deputy heads of departments, sales representatives. Again, it's not bad, but it's not good. This is as it is. And there is a paradox here. They are very good at overcoming the fear of uncertainty. So keep it in mind as well. The third category is problem persons. What does it mean? The income range you see starts here with 2,000 and up to $20,000. So 100,000 rubles max from till 1 million rubles. And they dive into uncertainty. They are much more risky people by nature. Examples here are the small business owners, representatives. They can sell. They can, for example, the owner of a cafe, they can stand at the desk if needed himself. And here another paradox, which is quite interesting, the permanent roller coaster. You know, what does it mean? It's amerikanskие горки, ups and downs. And there is no stability in income. There is more or less constant adrenaline, and they are used to it. Here, be sure that none of us, and also the niches we are considering to be our potential focus groups, should not stop at this stage. The key to move to the next one is to become systematic. The fourth category is system persons, system people. The income range here starts from $20,000 till $100,000, or from 500,000 rubles till 6 million rubles. And planning horizon is here 5 years. Here there is stability in income and expenses, so they have a balance. Though the problem which occurs here is the common mentality pattern here is of such people, or life is dull, everything is boring. And the example I remember that I heard from one of the representatives of these system persons, a phrase when he had to overcome the carjacking. So his car he lost it, and he said, by the way, the car costed a little bit more than $100,000. And his reaction was, well, anyway, I did want another color. So the key to the next level here is to search the new senses, the new values and ideas to come true, or else the life becomes really boring, because they know how to earn and how to spend, but the lack of senses and values is obvious here. And the five group is called rulers. The income here, as you can see, starts from $100,000 till infinity, unlimited, and planning horizon is 20 years plus. This is the area of the people legends, like Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and people here live in their own reality. So this is a short summary of the approach you can keep in mind. Choosing first, identifying yourself, and then choosing the ones from the solvency. Solvency means платежеспособность, life ideas and values point of view, and then identifying the people you would like to deal with, maybe to cooperate or just to deal as friends or life partners. Then we would like to turn to life scenarios point of view. And
Natalie, before we come to life scenarios, as I am actually managing the chat, I have the responsibility. Some people told us that not everything is clear, and the question that was here, whose scale is it? So who actually introduced, as I understand the question, who actually introduced those five roles? where did we get them from, and I think we might be more clear on what our audience should do. I think we should explain that once again. Can you do that for us, please?
Okay, if I understand you well, our friends, our colleagues are interested in the source, in the author of this this rating, this listing. So I wanted to say it's people. Actually, the origin is USA, and in particular, several companies of Jeff Walker, who is now in the States considered to be one of the leaders of packaging any kind of physical good and any kind of service to sell. He is also a partner sometimes to Anthony Robbins, but he's not pretending to be a sort of a motivating speaker. He's a practitioner. So it's a combination of knowledge, mostly of Californian and in particular of Silicon Valley origin. If I answered you, or you can ask also with a voice, so feel free, please.
Is it clear? Can you please just put a cross or any number in chat? And we will be very thankful. Great, wonderful. I think it's clear now. And now we're going to go to the next part. Natalie, can you go with the next slide? And we're going to speak about life scenarios. And our task, Natalia?
Yeah, I'm trying to do my best. This is the first time.
Okay, and the task for the life scenarios when they're going to come up on the screen is going to be the same. I think you have to click on the left, just click the life scenarios and it will pop up. Down, down, down to 5 and just click no, next one. On the little menu on the side.
Yeah, but I don't see the full screen, and then it's not a problem to push the button, but it's a question where I don't see the screen now at all. I see only the active video of the speaker.
Oh, but can you go on the воспроизвести, and then we'll see the big one, and then you go down to the other mode again.
I understand what you are speaking about, but
okay, anyhow, I'm going to proceed with voice presentation, and I hope that Natalia will solve the video part of it, the visual part of it. Okay, the life scenarios. We're going to speak about a few life scenarios, and it's a question from me as a presenter that you listen to us and you actually look at the life scenarios that are going to come up on the screen, and you try to find yourself in the different life scenarios, because this range of life scenarios is made up of life, and any person can find himself or herself in one or many life scenarios. And as soon as you hear that something is speaking about you, just point it down to yourself. And that gives you a tool to understand better your proper life. And as soon as you understand your own life and the scenarios you find yourselves in, it gives you the opportunity to better hear your clients, to better hear and understand your clients, and actually it gives you the opportunity to go a step further and actually choose your clients, your partners in your focus groups. So let me start with the first one. The first life scenario is until I get married, until I will earn 1 million pounds. Let's put it pounds this time. Until I get all the certificates, until I do something else. The life scenario we're talking about is the life that you actually keep to the future. You keep it aside until it's some different life that you're going to live when you reach that point. But that actually rarely happens. The second life scenario is after I. Here we speak about the scenario of payoff. Now I feel great and everything happens as I want it to be, but then something drastic will happen. I have to pay for that. If now I earn a lot of money, then they're going to take everything from me, or I'm going to lose everything. Actually, it's the scenario of waiting for the bad end. And actually, there's a fear of success. You actually get tired of the exciting life, and oneself can go into mediocrity. Then you agree to actually be somewhere in the middle. You don't agree to reach for something better, to be the better part of yourself. The third scenario we're going to speak about is I never ever will meet my beloved one. I will never become someone. I will never buy myself an apartment in Moscow. Oh, they have it, but me, no. I will never do that. That's, you know, the psyche that runs inside your head. And sometimes you can even hear that from your clients or yourself, speaking the words. And you will obviously say, I'm an experienced person. I'm not born yesterday. I have a lot of data to prove that. You don't even have any proof or any thought to actually give it energy to go through further. So the scenario we say it's a scenario of actually putting a cross on yourself. It's actually a hidden desperation. A person gives up trying. So it's a very, you know, sad scenario. And thank you, Lena. I'm reading the chat box. Is everything clear, actually, to everyone? Do you have questions? Please pause them, ask them. We'll be very open and we're going to comment. And the next scenario that we wanted to touch upon today is I'm always going to be in this hell. I'm always going to be in a run-around mode. I'm always going to be unhappy. I will always depend on the rules of the system. It's a very stable scenario. It's actually a monolith scenario. You're not going to move anywhere from that. And the world shrinks, extremely shrinks, it becomes very small to just that scenario. It's an easy way out to live like that. And the next scenario is going to be presented by my partner, Natalia.
Colleagues, I should confess that it's so funny to witness, to experience how the real VUCA works in a very precise circumstances, because I don't see anything. So I can hear only and a big screen, full screen mode. So hope to be forgiven. So anyway, the next scenario is called almost. The examples are of the patterns. I am almost on time for the appointment. I have almost built up the career of my dream. I have almost become the president of association. The desired, wished goals here are not accomplished and realized, and the person pours himself, sливает, into the trash. This is the Sisyphus work scenario, when we stop doing, not having completed. Many undertakings, many projects, and a lot of unfinished stuff. Almost. The next one scenario is called challenge. Here people often compare themselves with others. It's also an easy way. The person permanently needs new challenges and underestimate the results. The achievements are obvious. However, nothing makes the person to move further. He is over and over again underestimated, not fulfilled, not happy. And this brings him this unsatisfaction for life. The next scenario, the last but not the least, is called open-end scenario, which can be formulated in a very short phrase: just live life. And this is the way of thinking, the way of acting, the way of self-demonstration in life and cooperating with yourself and with the world, when you feel yourself a master and the author to create our own reality. And here the support of the people who believe in you, your like-minded environment is very important. To summarize the things you have just heard, I must say that the scenarios can be changed. You should not wait, we should not wait, none of us should not wait until it becomes harder, more painful, more dramatic. And when we look at these life roles and life scenarios, of course, as I said above, we first identify ourselves at a certain stage, and it does make a boost for better understanding ourselves and also for determining the ones we would like to cooperate with. What role, which stage, which life scenario is our focus one, is the target of us. We would like to have some partnership at. And now we suggest our diving into the topic that turns any hobby or skills, we are all coaches here, into a business. And this is income. And we are going to start an open table format, and we would be very grateful to participate in the discussion mode and to start opinions exchange. So I give the word to Alexandra, and she turns to a ticklish theme. Let me try to find the access to the slideshow. Okay, anyway, Alexandra starts and I will try to do my best to follow.
Okay, we actually have a question, and I think while you're solving the technical part, we can answer the question. The question is, all life scenarios are shown negative, except the last one. Was it created like this? What was the idea behind? I think that we can actually say that it was made like this, so you can actually feel the pain behind it. It's not negative, it is the way that our body reacts to it. And the idea behind is that you actually pay attention to that it is there. The last scenario, if you actually look at it, it's not any different from any previous ones, but it is the paradigm that we actually take in our head to look at the world. And our task as a coach to actually identify the life scenario a person lives in, or myself, you know, as a coach, I'm living in, to actually, it's like glasses that we wear. So we actually can change the glasses, or we can try to find the positive things behind those glasses. So it's not the negative part, it's just made a bit negative so you can actually pay attention, so you can feel the pain of your client. Did I answer, Katya, to your question? Can you put some, okay, thank you. And I hope Natalia will solve the next slide, but let us begin. It's actually a very interesting part, and it's a bit of a different rhyme and a bit of a different energy in it. Now we're going to ask you to work with us. And first of all, I want to ask you to take a deep breath and inhale and then exhale. And now we're going to speak about how much actually money you earn and how much money you ask from your clients. And there are two parts we want to discuss today. One part is actually the empirical approach. The empirical approach is just a thought that we propose to you. The first thought is how much time did you spend on your coaching education? If you're a coach, if you provide any other services to any other services, is how much money and how much time did you spend to actually get your qualification or get to the point in life that you actually became a coach? Just weight your experience and your input in it. One point of it. The other point of it is how much did you spend on stationery, on actually moving around, how much money did you spend on petrol, for instance, while you were driving towards your clients, and how much money did you spend on pens, on paper, even on that? How much time did you spend reading and analyzing what is happening in your niche? So all those things you can actually measure in two things. It's time and money. And then if you calculate that, you can have a sum, you have some figure, and then you can ask yourself how much you charge your clients. It's very simple. You can actually do a mathematical equation and come up to a figure. And that figure should be very comfortable to you. And then you come to understanding why you're charging that money to your clients, so you don't feel any doubt inside yourself. But today we actually want to propose the other part of it. It's energetical part. And on that part, I will ask you to take another deep breath and to relax a bit, and to inhale, and then to close your eyes. And did you close your eyes? Just put some number in the chat so I can see that everyone is actually participating. Can you put a plus or 1 in the chat, please? So I can see that you're actually staying with me. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, we don't have everyone, but we have some people with us. I hope some other people will join to the game, which is very important to you. Okay, so close your eyes now and just try to relax a bit. And we have a scale in front of you. Natalia, can you actually switch so people can see? Okay, you have a scale. Just imagine a scale and put your hands in front of you and try to imagine in one hand is actually your service that you provide. It can be one session, it can be a package of sessions, it can be other services other than coaching, just the service that you actually provide. And in the other hand, try to imagine a figure, a number that you actually charge your clients. And your body will show you which one is comfortable for you, which one is actually responding to your inner self, which figure you are ready for. And if, for instance, I say my coaching session, and then I imagine that it's 100 rubles, for me it's very discomforting. I will never charge 100 rubles for a session. So try to play with it and try to find the balance. If you stay relaxed and you put your hands in front of you and try to find your inner balance, your unconsciousness will show you the money you're ready for. I will give you just a minute or two to play with it, and you can take that with you and try to do it as a homework and try to play with the different questions and ask your unconsciousness to answer what money are you ready for. Okay, and please come back to us. I would like to ask you if it did work for you. If it did work for you, just put another cross or yes. If it didn't work for you, just put a no in the chat box so we're actually understanding where you're now. Wonderful. It worked for Olga and for Tatiana.
Yeah, very good tool. Thank you.
Wonderful. We're very happy to share that with you. And you can use it with your clients as well.
Before we proceed, Alexandra, we have two questions from Katya on chat. And that was also the origin of life scenarios, the idea behind it all. The idea is not to put any markers to either to assess it negative or positive. Again, life is life. This is the information just to make it easier to choose. Again, first to identify where we are. We can have 3 life scenarios ourselves. We can have 5. It's not bad, it's not true. And then when you start speaking to a person whom you consider to be your potential partner or potential client or their representative, maybe some opinion maker in the audience you would like to deal with, to apply to, then you will hear it from the speech and you will see it from their some behavior patterns, on what stage of life, on what stage of changes is the person now. Is he stuck, or is he expressing himself, I need a new resource to move further, but I don't know it, how to do it. I'm searching for, I don't care how it is called, but I need a decision, I need a solutions, and I want it different. And the context of it also will help you to identify what is the person bothered with, what he likes, what he dislikes, what he irritates. We hear it so often from people. That's why we decided to combine this information and to share it with you. And the scale, the origin of scale, this is Canadian origin. The person over for years collecting and also sharing, and we studied with them, dealing with the studies of Richard Branson, of Marilyn Atkinson, of Marsha Reynolds, and as well as with Jeff Walker. So if I answered your question, please let me know, because this is the first time I see the chat. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
Julie.
great. Please, colleagues, we are not mentors today. Though, by the way, let me share with you one short idea. I remembered when I was speaking about Anthony Robbins, he said in April this year that the world is really going to be more and more turbulent, and two people, two professions will be of a real help to us: mentor and coach. To be correct, a mentor and a coach. So keep it in mind. Maybe it's not, I'm not imposing, but just sharing. Okay, and we are.
I just wanted to put us back to the money issue. You know, I'm very interested in money issues. So just a short intro to the next part, which is going to be questions that we all love as coaches. Posing questions is our life, isn't it? It's just a thought to you that you should actually pose a question after the weighting scale and after the questions we're going to discuss. Are you devaluating yourself? Are you lowering the price for your services? The questions that we're going to ask you now, and your answers to that, I just ask you to be very sincere to yourselves, because those questions, we didn't come up with them yesterday, and we were actually pushed, I would even say pushed, to those insights and the questions, to pose them to ourselves, and the pushing force was our clients, and we could actually see the reflection of the importance of the different life scenarios, of the different life roles, and of the importance of actually waiting your price, your proper price, in the ICF Converge this year, and also from our clients all over the world. But yeah, I'm running a bit aside, but I want to ask Natalia to actually go through with the questions. And can you solve the slides, because we don't even see the scale and we need to see the questions.
You see it?
No, we don't see. We see the life scenarios.
Really?
Yeah.
Because on my full screen mode, I see them all. No?
We don't see the full screen mode, we see the small mode, and we see the life scenarios.
Okay, one more attempt. 4 questions.
Yep.
And now?
Maybe I should try to share the screen, and then maybe it will work.
Okay, because I pushed the button.
Just tell me if it works, okay? Can you see it?
Colleagues, will you let us know?
So Natalia, we're seeing live scenarios like Alexandra said. Yeah. Maybe Alexandra, you can show, or I can show your presentation if you send.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm showing it. Can you see it?
No, you should, Natalia. You should stop your share screen. Yeah, now we can see it. I don't know from.
Yeah, now we can see it.
4 questions.
I love to study today. I love to study.
We are
Thanks for the opportunity.
We're studying together. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, okay. So, colleagues, Alexandra, would you like to add something?
No, I think I would prefer to give a word to you.
Okay, colleagues, as promised, we have an interactive part, and we would be pleased to communicate with you and to hear you open, because this is the real value which turned our lives first some years ago, and then we hope we would bring some issue to you as well. So the first question is, which work do I actually want to get money for? And we wanted here to start an open table format. Just please don't even think that you make any mistakes. Don't forget that we are starting, we are growing, and we are developing due to mistakes. So if someone is ready to discuss and his opinion on this question, we would be grateful, and we would like to hear you.
We want to volunteer. Is there anyone who wants to talk today?
Marina, I would like to get a job that will help me develop myself and develop people around me to learn all the most of new things which is coming to our world, and of course get enough amount of money for that.
And Marina, first of all, thank you for the answer, but could you specify a little bit more which kind of service precise, and what is the money range, if it is comfortable for you, you are going to be ready for?
First of all, I passed the first course of coaching, and I see that it's interesting to me. I'm in life coaching, and now I start to step by step practice coaching. Well, and maybe next step I will move to business coaching. Well, and my wish to get at least $5,000 per month.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Marina, you mentioned that maybe you will make an expansion to start preparing yourself with the skills for business coaching. What is moving you? What is moving you?
I need to gain my own first individual life coaching experience, and then when I feel much more confident to move to business coaching. I do not feel very confident now to move to business coaching immediately.
Okay, so your goal now, just to try if you have a little bit more satisfaction from the business coaching field as compared with the life coaching one, and the income matters. Am I right?
Almost. So in my future life, I would like to practice both of part coaching, life coaching, and business coaching.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I ask a question as well?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Marina. And who are your clients?
Excuse me. Say it again.
Excuse me. Sorry. Say it again. Sorry. Who are your clients? The future when you provide.
Most of my clients are from business area.
Can you specify a bit?
Yes, some of them are like top managers. Some of them like top managers from banks area. Other middle managers or professionals from different businesses. So most of them are friends of my friends. For now.
Mm-hmm. And what about the future? Do you see the change in your clients, or are they going to stay the same?
You know, it's it's very interesting question. Well, some of them move forward, and some of them not many, but fortunate to say some of them, they really stay the same. They upset, and it seems to me that not only the how to say, they are lazy, or they do not want to to make any changes with themselves. But this is maybe some psychological problem. A lot of people have some stressful job, and they have depression, but it's hard to realize to them that they have psychological problems.
Okay, I have also a short question, Marina.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for being open. What role is the English knowledge, the English language knowledge, playing in your future agenda, if any?
Yes, it's English knowledge of coaching is very important to me, because I have a lot of friends all over the world, and they also start to ask me, Marina, okay, when you be ready, we are to provide it in English. We will be happy to be your clients.
Sounds promising, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm really happy to hear that.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone ready to follow Marina? Colleagues, let us know if it's comfortable, or we can proceed. It's okay. Alexandra, if you see the chat box, because I don't, let me know.
Yes, I see the chat box, and it's still, I think everyone is a bit gloomy because of the weather outside.
Okay, then let us proceed to keep the time. The second question is, how do I feel speaking of money to a client? And it's quite a deep opening one, and we would like to hear your points of view here.
Any volunteers?
Actually, it's not, colleagues, it's not an obligation to answer, but this is the chance to try to explain, first of all, yourself in English, and to open yourself, for the moments, to be open, speaking about the moments, what you feel, discussing, you're turning from coaching, being a hobby, to a business. Are you ready?
May I say again, it's Marina. I'm very curious. Well, it is one of the difficult questions in terms of talking to clients about speaking about money, to me, personally to me. So that's why I would like to hear different opinions and different way how people do it, because really it's hard to me to talk about money. That's why I really appreciate if somebody shared their experience.
Let me bring my 5 coins into this discussion. I can share with my own experience. When I was working for 15 years in the financial field, I started the investment fund and with corporate finances, and then turned into private banking and wealth management. It is actually ruling mostly money, assets, and not only, of the huge private and corporate capital. Yes, it's all about money. So we always started with discussing money things, money issues. But then in years, it has been changed into a totally different discussion. So on the one hand, it was easy for me because money was on the top of any conversation. On the other hand, when I was asked to settle the things, or to help, to be a source of the people of settling things, like choosing some painting collections for the assets in France, for some castles they bought or they inherited, or for example to create a nice wine collection to be proud of, or to help to choose some educational establishment for their springs, for their children. It turned into a different type of a dialogue. It was closer. It was gradually becoming closer to the life coaching. And people said one day that the dialogue really has turned into a deeper, trustworthy interaction between us. And we were settling, we are settling, and we will be settling always the money affairs. But now, with such a trust, which has been established already, fortunately, between us, we would like you to turn into a person. That's why I call myself a trustee in changes. The person of our heritage, and the question of creating a desired quality life from our capital and reputation, which we have gained during our life experience. So for me now, first of all, I know which focus group I would like, and I'm burning to deal with. It makes me easier. Then the question of money, yes or no? No, it's okay. Yes, double okay. So I'm not pushing myself, being nervous or being perfect while speaking of money with people. First of all, I know the public I'm interacting with. I know more or less what they achieved, but this is not the point. The point.
How do you feel, Natalia? Can I ask you, how do you feel when you speak to your clients?
By the moment, it was not a one-click job, to be honest, but by the moment I made myself happy due to coaching, due to other life and professional experience, that yes, I would like to interact with such people, because I have more than one focus group, and I feel really at ease with myself when I start speaking about money. I give the price, what Alexandra was showing with you. Of course, I understand empirical way when we calculate the costs of my skills by now, but I feel really at ease. I feel comfortable. I feel at home with myself, saying the price for my this or that program, this package, or one session, or whatever we discuss.
Can I ask you another question? I think it's very important for the people who are speaking, interest to everyone when we speak about the topic. How do you feel when you are feeling yourself at ease, and it's a comfortable price that you actually putting for your service, and it's, let's say it's okay with you, but you know that your client is from your niche, it's from your focus group, he or she, but he gives you a negative response? Because I think a lot of people are actually, afraid of that negative response. That's why I'm trying to, pose the question. How do you feel when a person tells you, no, I don't need your service?
Yeah, thank you. Also a nice nuance we are discussing now. There is always goal. We all coaches, we know there is always goal behind the goal. So my goal is just to be with the people I appreciate to be with. If I said once to myself that I'm eager to work with the charismatic audience, this is my niche, this is my focus group, then I came narrow and narrow. Who are they, where I can find them, because for years also I have been dealing with them, and not everyone is my client now, of course, obviously not, but it's not an obstacle. It doesn't become an obstacle when you are said, no, please, it's not the time to discuss this kind of service, or I'm not interested, or let's come back to this topic in half a year, and I know that I have to wait. No, I don't have to wait. First of all, we are, with Alexandra, we are not running, we are not creating for ourselves an inner feeling of a race, that we are hungry for clients. We would better work profound, quality. We take not more than, no more than 8 clients per month. And I'm very happy with myself that after a real race on the financial market, when I was traveling a lot, inside Russia and outside Russia, now I also arranged for myself a sort of an income beside coaching, but which I can rely on, but it's not my main income. But I have an opportunity to create and to cherish the balance of life. We all know the wheel of life balance. So that is how I feel it. But I would like to hear your opinions. What burdens you, what troubles you may be speaking about money, if we proceed the discussion of turning the hobby into a business? Colleagues.
Anyone who wants to share? Natalia, thank you very much for being very sincere and very open to all of us.
And the third question comes, how would I like to feel myself? Maybe any idea? Colleagues, Alexandra, you heard me, you know me a little bit. How would you like to speak of money if I were your client, your potential client?
How would I like to feel myself if I was to speak to you? I cannot speak to you as a client. I love you too much. You know, we have a personal relationship. We cannot work together as a client and a coach. No, I'm trying to ease everyone, and I'm actually calling to colleagues to share. Don't be afraid of making mistakes in the language. When Natalia was speaking just ahead of the block of the questions, she was speaking about the mistakes in the language that you make, not, the life mistakes. So please feel free to just share with us and to practice your speaking and your maybe writing if you're a bit too shy to speak aloud, but you can write in the chat. And another question that I have is, everything is actually clear? Maybe we're speaking too fast, or maybe we're using a bit of different or difficult terminology. So please share with us so we can, adjust. This is very important for the result of our time that we spent together today. And I don't see anything in the comments, so I will share with Natalia and everyone. How would I like to feel myself when I speak about money with my clients? And I think that's actually the state I'm in now, is the comfort. I don't feel myself small, and I don't feel myself big. I feel myself an equal partner. For me, it is the partnership. I'm not offering, something, please buy my service. Please, I just need you to be my client. It's not that state. It's the state that I know that I can help. I can actually give quality service to the people I'm speaking to. And, Milton Erickson, he was right. Everything is okay with everyone. Everything is okay with me, and everything is okay with the people I'm speaking to. So I'm feeling very comfortable. I know that my life experience, my professional experience, my expertise, and, the path that I walked is worth the money that I'm charging for my service, because I have a lot to give. And as soon as I did get inside of me that feeling that that is what I want to give, and those are the people I want to work with, I did get peace inside of myself. And when I'm in peace with myself, I'm in peace with the world. And it's very easy for me to get a positive or a negative answer from the person I'm speaking to. And I know that some of the questions that I pose to my clients, they give the value. And some of the people are not ready for changes. because it is the comfortable state in which they are, even if it looks uncomfortable, and if they speak that it is uncomfortable, it's still very comfortable for them. So it must be a level of consciousness, self-consciousness, when you're ready for change. And when a person is ready for change, he or she will come. So I'm actually very happy to speak about money with my clients, because I know that is actually something that we're going to share. The money they're paying for me, they're actually paying for themselves. That actually gives me another plus in the feeling, because I know that my client respects himself to the point that he's willing to pay that much money for the changes, for the quality changes, and he respects my time, his time, and the services that he gets. Yeah, and we come to the focus question. Is anyone there who is actually willing to share?
Before we turn to the question number 4, colleagues, can you give a feedback on the chat box? We have 10 minutes left. What would you like? What would you see the deeper value of? We can finalize for questions if someone, if anyone is ready, is open to discuss this issue of his feeling, of his state, talking about the cost of the service, or we would we can turn to the niches, to the questions, to open the discussion, to devote the 10 minutes left to the discussion of the niche. Will you give us a feedback, please? What is more valuable? What is more useful for you?
Thank you very much for the feelings which shared with us, because I like it and I really take it as my notebook. The following stated, it's actually give me some plus, and to my clients also. Clients respect my time and service. They also respect their time and service which they get. Thank you very much. Very good.
Welcome, Marina. Glad to be of any help to you. And colleagues, as soon as you identify yourself, you remember we started that with the pattern that everything in any business starts with your own uniqueness, our own uniqueness, and then only afterwards the niche. So as soon as you find a comfortable, maybe a challenging, it depends on the life scenario, on the life role you are at, or you have maybe several. As soon as you find as soon as you realize the passion to which audience you are ready to be useful for, then money comes, then the growth will follow. Then you won't feel any obstacles. The answer no won't be recognized by you by any wall on your way. Just try to feel, to analyze, and to feel yourself equal. What is comfortable for you? School teachers, sportsmen, youngsters, VIP client, executive, teachers, whoever. Then they will be always the goal behind the goal. These are all the instruments, how we speak about money, how to measure the cost of the service, but all this pre-work, all this complex of preparation will only help you to grow for you personally, to be ready to act and to sound also energetically, because you are transferring some energetical message, non-verbal, to the client. And then it will definitely make this dialogue easier for you. That was our message to structure our today meeting like that. So
what points, just a small 2 points. One point is that you must be sincere with yourself. If you're saying to your client, my coaching session costs $10,000, but inside of you feel that you're not ready to charge that, the client is going to feel it. It doesn't matter how good you play your role. You must be very comfortable inside yourself. You must find your uniqueness. You must be ready for that sum. It's very important. And then you will have the feedback from your clients. This is just a point for you to think about at home. And the second point I wanted to make, it's not all about money. We're speaking about focus groups, and we're speaking today about partnerships. And the partnerships is not just the partnerships in business. It is the partnerships in your life, and it's very wide. It's not only the partnership in some projects, but it's your life partnerships, it's your friends, it's your family, it's your life relationships. Just pay attention to that and try to look through a bit of wider scope lenses to the issues we're speaking today. Thank you.
Colleagues, we haven't yet received any feedback. We have 5 minutes left. What will be the most useful for you to speak about niches, the approach to niche, the approach to uniqueness, or what else? Because or round up.
I think we have to round up. We're not going to make it in time otherwise.
Any feedback?
Okay, we have a response. It's niche. People are willing to hear about the niche.
Can we go quickly through around all these topics?
I don't think we have time to run through all of them, but we can choose one. It's let's vote. Okay, voting. It's niches or it's uniqueness.
Uniqueness.
Okay. Olga voted for niches.
Can you just write a U if it's uniqueness, and can you write an N if it is for niche, and then we're going to calculate quickly. Okay, we have 1 N. Anyone else?
Olga Gerasimova also.
Okay,
N.
there's a U. There's another N, another U. It's equal now. Balancing. Okay.
Too quickly.
Yeah, I like it. Too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, short.
It's challenging. We like challenge. Okay, colleagues, let's.
I think the choice is ours because it's equal now. As usual for us.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the approach to each of us uniqueness. The questions are common, but if you take half an hour to answer yourself, to be in silence, and to discuss with yourself, to start cooperating deeply with yourself, what distinguish or what probably can distinguish you among other coaches in the niche. Colleagues, I offer you to start with the niche. The other way around. So what clients? Because it's chronologically better. So what clients I am interested in? That's what I was speaking about. I have some professional background. I have some life experience. Whom I'm interested in. By the area, by charisma, by solvency, by some common interest, whatever makes you interested in exactly this niche. Why? It's a sort of analysis, self-analysis, but you do it definitely not in vain. What is common between them? Alexandra, will you help me please with the chat? What is common between them, and that makes a niche, not separate individuals you just occasionally can found to become your potential clients. What life spheres and situations resonate with me? First, me, then others. If I'm not ready to speak about money, if I don't have the idea how easy, deeply formulate myself, then it will be a poor presentation. It will be verbally and non-verbally read after the appointment with you. So what resonates with me? Sport, education, economics, some particular industries, science, you choose. What does resonate with me? The last question here, do I want to work with them also in 3 years? This is the strategic thinking, and that proves if it is really any goal behind the short list goal. Does the answer no make a huge difference for you? Or I'm ready to work, to proceed working, because you never know until you try. To proceed working with this niche, maybe the people will grow. I will also grow, but I will definitely like to see this niche strategically in 3 years.
Let's go to uniqueness. Be short on time. I'm sorry to be the one very strict on the timeline, but let's go to uniqueness.
What distinguishes then? You worked on there. You worked. You spent. You contributed. You invested in yourself. Some time, half an hour or whatever.
1.5 hours for the webinar today.
Yeah. What a coincidence. What distinguishes me personally among other coaches? What is my uniqueness? Say, and don't underestimate your inner self. Professional background, life experience, again, some connections, maybe international experience, whatever. Then what makes me different? Not obligatory, but just different from others. What for I'm appreciated by clients most of all. This is the question for the coaches, practitioners, but anyway, it can be helpful for you at different stages. Because ideal clients are the ones from your niche, your true niche, and your typical clients, the ones who are already paying you money, and money speak. And then when I conduct my best ideal session, it's a sort of a self-coaching, but still, how it feels. How do you want to feel with your client, with a youngster, for example, or a start-upper? You want to smile, you want to be in a nice blouse, you want to feel yourself a nice female talking to, it should be only men, for example, someone are looking for male.
And if someone is a male, how do I feel talking to a woman as well? Or do I want to speak to only males? So maybe I want to work with children.
Absolutely.
Teenagers.
And whom do I become then? Then your professional, your business style, your image comes. Then gradually, step by step, you will start forming your image when you feel in which you feel comfortable, which helps you again verbally and non-verbally to transform, to deliver your true message and true mission to your client. So step by step. And that's how we personally grew with Alexandra. That's why we decided to share it with you. It is proved by practice, by life. They were ups and downs. They are still. I've got a lot of questions to myself in coaching.
And that's wonderful, because we are going through changes all the time. It's a process of life. It's a path. We're walking. Someone is running, someone is walking, someone is just lying towards their dream in the morning and Saturday. Okay, and now it's actually, I'm trying to make a joke, but it's very serious questions that were posed before. And we want to just round up. We only left with 6 minutes, Dmitry, we know. And we want to ask you 2 questions. What did you learn about yourself today? And if you're willing to share with us, we will be very happy. Just write it down in the chat box. And the other question is very coaching question that I think every one of you asks about 100 times, you know, every time asks to your coachee, what will be your next step in the following, but we're narrowing 24 hours. If you did learn something that is very useful, or something that you always knew, you know, we didn't open in America to you, we didn't open something new, it's all that you probably knew before, but what will you do with this new information, with this reminded information? What will be your next step in the following 24 hours? So it's 2 questions, and we ask you to write down in the chat box the answer to that. Thank you very much. And we only have 5 minutes left, And Natalia, while you were speaking to us about niches and uniqueness, we had two comments. Two is the number for today, I think. It's 1, 1, so it's, 11 is 1 plus 1, it's 2, and the month is always, I'm playing with numbers today. The one comment was, I'm interested, it was from Marina, I'm interested in self-motivated clients. And I did ask her how she's going to identify those self-motivated clients. And we had another comment from Oleg who said, I'm interested in people who want to change their life, especially in business sphere, change in the job, in the career, etc. So we had two responses, and we're still waiting for any responses. We're not very strict, although I think we'll look very strict. We're not going to judge you. We're just sharing the information today. And thank you, Olga, for actually writing down. Thank you, and thank you as well. We want to thank you. We want to wish you good luck. We want to wish you to stay very curious and be in ease with yourself, and to find the comfort zone inside you and outside you. To keep in touch with us, here are our contact details. Please take care, it's very important, because if you're in a well-aware state and a well state, the world outside you becomes very positive as well. Keep well, contact us, and good luck. And you can see on top our website and our contacts. We're very open to discuss anything. And thank you very much for spending 1.5 hours today. Thank you, Dmitry, for being very supportive and for actually providing us with the technical help. With the two ladies cannot sometimes solve the technical parts. And I hope everything went well and you take something with you in the little toolbox to be the better self. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Natalia?
So,
Yeah.
okay, Natalia?
No.
Anything else to add? Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for a great webinar, great ideas. It was really useful for all of us just to think about our niches and uniqueness. It's a great connection with tomorrow's meeting. Tomorrow's meeting will be the last one in our series of English Coaching Week. We're going to talk about how and where to find English-speaking clients, And of course, if you don't know your niches, if you don't know your uniqueness, it's not possible. That's why all colleagues, I kindly ask you, till tomorrow, you're going to have 24 hours. Okay, a little bit less, 22. Okay, think about these two questions. So please answer questions of Alexandra and Natalia about your niches and your uniqueness. And I think it can help you to be more productive tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have an open discussion how and where to find these English-speaking clients. So the whole world is open for us. Yeah, if you're a good coach in Russian, you can do the same in English, I'm sure. And tomorrow we're going to have two examples. So Alex Hrapov, maybe you know him from the conference in February. So I organized in English. So he's Russian, he lives in Spain, and he has a lot of clients, coaching, training clients in English. So he's going to share his experience, how he finds his clients using online format. As I know, he works only online, so the same works for us. Being in Russia, we can have clients in all over the world using internet and other ways of connection. So, and it's my proud to introduce Olga Solodova to you. She's my student, but she's PCC coach from Russia. So, and she has already found some clients in Portugal. So she's going to share her experience, how she did it, not having advanced or excellent English. But she's a great coach. That's why she provides great coaching in English too. Okay, so it's about tomorrow. Please join us tomorrow. It will be interesting for all of us. And we're going to close our wonderful English coaching week, yeah, colleagues? And again, so I can see we have a lot of messages in our chat. So, okay, Dmitry, do you have an English-speaking clients? Yes, I have. Yeah, of course. In other words, I couldn't do this course for you, English for Coaches, and deliver my experience. Yes. So tomorrow I'm going to talk if you want. Okay, and of course I see a lot of thanks words to you, colleagues, Alexandra and Natalia. It was great. I enjoyed your beautiful English and of course professional information, how to find your niche, what questions to ask yourself. And it's great. It's a great bridge. It's a great connection to our tomorrow's meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dmitry. Good luck to us all. And our pleasure to be with us.
Yeah, we are learning together, today. So it's your experience with Zoom platform. Okay, I hope you enjoy it, despite some problems, technical problems. Anyway, okay, colleagues, thank you very much, and see you tomorrow, the same time, the same place. See you, and have a nice Saturday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.